Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the in-car edition of the Real Podcasters.
The Carcasters.
The Carcasters.
Yeah.
The Real Carcasters.
The Real Carcasters.
Episode 4.
God, how long has it been since we've done an episode in the car? Would it be like
I want to say it
Halloween
was
special?
Halloween 2023. I think it was that. I don't think there's ever been another instance. It's usually either a Comic-Con, which I think was twice.
Yes, the last time it was a Comic-Con, it was the Middlesbrough one.
Yes, because Scarborough, we just had a room.
Yes.
That sounds weird. Anyway.
For context.
For context, anyway. So it is currently 23:13. The time, not the year. We haven't gone into the future just yet. But we've been to the Tyneside Cinema to watch pure cinema because, you know, it's us. We like
cinema.
We like supporting the arts. Scooby-Doo 1 and 2 double bill.
Live action Scooby-Doo.
We like movies.
See, it's at this moment like people are like, why?
Yeah, why? Because I'm fairly well aware that no one really likes these movies.
Heresy.
The average letterbox rating is actually pretty decent, but everything I'd ever heard growing up was everyone hated these movies, which is weird because this is the first time I've seen them it's probably the same for you, probably about a decade.
First time seeing them on big screen ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had Letterboxd since 2019. These have never been logged yet, because kids movies, but good kids movies, as it turns out.
Yes.
This was Dan's idea.
It was.
Yeah, I think.
God forbid that I come up with the idea for once.
It was literally. I think we tried to do
perusing through Facebook, and then I saw that Tyneside Cinema had Scooby-Doo double bill on. So without even questioning what Reagan, might have had or something like that. I mean, for all I know, he could have had a dinner date with his partner, but no, Scooby-Doo was priority.
No, she was going out for coffee. I had nothing else to do. I was off work.
Yeah, we
figured I might as well go and see a CGI doggo for 3.5 hours.
Yeah. It's peak cinema.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
This film masterpiece.
I'm a big fan. Again, with his northern accent, just makes sense. Actually, rewatching these, it kind of reminded me that I actually know way more about Scooby-Doo than I thought I did. And I don't know if that's just embarrassing or funny. Especially watching Scooby-Doo 2, where that properly leans into, the mythology of Scooby-Doo. Because they have the time and the interest to have a mythology. Which is just really cute, to be honest. Especially when it comes to adaptations of kids' animated shows, I forget that these are actually really solid.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting my letterbox rating to drop once I'd seen them again with 27-year-old eyes. No, it just brought me back to when I was 5
Oh yeah,
or
it
6.
just brought me back to childhood.
Which is strange because when you watch...
I'm a 6-7-year-old with VHS copy of it, maybe DVD copy of it.
I only remember having it on VHS. I don't think I ever had it on DVD. I remember just watching it any other time I could get whenever it was on the telly, but not in the last probably decade, to be honest.
I mean, this is the first time I've watched the first live action Scooby-Doo in a decade plus.
Yeah. And it's weird actually going into the first movie and realizing this. It's very clear that they weren't trying to make a kids movie.
Absolutely, because I really clocked on a lot as a highly immature 27-year-old man.
I can agree with that because I've been stuck with them for 3 years. 5, 6, 7, some years.
God Christ. How have you put up with me?
Just trying. Copious amounts of alcohol.
Yeah.
Haven't had any today. It's bloody annoying. But yeah, I think what's also funny is knowing that James Gunn wrote both these movies, and
which is really mental to think, actually.
But then when you listen to the dialogue, and it's like, oh, actually, of course, it's a bloody James Gunn
it's got
screenplay.
Gunn written all over it.
Yeah, it's guns everywhere. But I really like that because he's kind of able to make fun of, the Scooby-Doo sort of, not necessarily mythos. That makes it sound like a Fast and Furious film. But he's able to poke fun at the tropes of Scooby-Doo. Literally the opening scene is full on taking the mick out of this. But it's endearing. It's not making a mockery of it. It's not embarrassed to be a Scooby-Doo movie. It's actually quite interesting in that it kind of focuses on the gang once they've left. Like, they've moved on. I thought, actually, that's not a bad idea. Like, they could have just adapted one of the many episodes.
stories, yeah.
But no, they thought, yeah, let's just do our own thing. Complete with Scrappy-Doo, the bastard. They had one job. Don't bring Scrappy-Doo into it because 0.6% of the population likes Scrappy-Doo. That being 0.6% being the Scrappy-Doo fan club.
The Scrappy-Doo fan club.
There's 12 of them. They are lowering in numbers. But I think actually having him as a villain, I think actually works quite nicely. Just because...
I totally forgot that Scrappy-Doo was the villain in the first one. I was really like, is it just Rowan Atkinson being evil? Oh, wait, it's actually that little crap.
I will never forget.
I mean, how can you ever forget again? But
no, it's traumatizing. But no, because I mean, like, I watched this film constantly when I was a kid. I don't know which one I ended up watching more.
Oh, for me, it's the second one. Religiously.
I mean, I think Scooby-Doo 2 is the easier film. It's certainly the more rewatchable one. It's decidedly simpler.
It's just so, like... It's definitely more centered to be a kid's film over the first one. I think. Like, it's just such an easy watch. And
I think when you rewatch the first one, when you know that they were gunning, so good at this. When you know that they were trying to make a more adult orientated film, and then the studio were like, "Could you
just tone it
down a notch?" Even covering cleavage in a couple of scenes, I'm like, wow. Plenty of deleted scenes as well that are very emblematic of the movie it was trying to be. I think I remember sending you some back in college, and I was like, I didn't know this existed. I don't know if this is better. You guys started thinking, this isn't the Scooby-Doo I remember, to be honest at all. But then, yeah, it's certainly... I think it's got the more interesting story with the first film, I think.
Yeah, it's really, like, nuts.
Oh, God,
like,
yeah. I mean, like,
it's
both
totally
are
off the wall.
freaking nuts. Oh, yeah.
Both are absolutely mental, but this story about, like, people literally getting their souls taken from them so monsters can just hide their suits like some weird Slitheen type thing from Doctor Who.
Exactly like Slitheen.
Yeah.
And they're about as bumbling as the Slitheen.
Yeah, well, very, very mumbling, very clumsy.
Better. Yeah, they look better than the Slitheen. That's saying something because, oh boy, do they look interesting.
I mean, do you know what it is for a film that's like 2000 and like very early 2000s?
Yeah,
the CGI has aged like a fine cheese, to say the least, but I don't care.
No, to be honest, I mean, there's a lot of it that actually still looks quite good.
Sitting in that cinema, just seeing childhood movies on a big screen, I would just happily bump both those films up to 5 stars, and I would never give a shit if anyone says, why the hell is it 5 stars?
I'll go with a 3 out of 4. Because I've gotten to that level with the ratings. I've done the whole Roger Ebert of just doing nothing more than 4 stars. That's fucking difficult. Might have to go back. I'm that kind of person. Just constantly change the ratings, like 5.
Yeah, I noticed that because originally you just had them as 3 stars, 2 stars, and now you've sort of crept back into the half-star territory again.
Yeah, I've kind of complicated it for myself.
Yeah.
Like
you really have.
The phone really started running out of juice as I was going through all the films. It's like, what are you doing, Regan? What are you doing? Stop it, please. Just don't do it. No one cares.
So what Scooby-Doo is the 3.5 stars?
Great. I don't know. It's weird because in many respects I can understand why people don't like these movies.
Oh, completely.
But at the same time, my God, was it fun watching it.
Yes.
It's utterly nonsensical. It's completely stupid. You think about it for more than 5 seconds, you're gonna go absolutely loopy. But at the same time, that's exactly what Scooby-Doo is.
Well, yeah, it's been like that for bloody years.
Yeah. Even the god tier that is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island makes absolutely no
sense.
Piss and sense. Who gives a shit? It's bloody great. Like, it's...
That's what you want out of a film sometimes, especially with these. It's just such a wonderful little popcorn flick.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's like when the struggle of just when you're sifting through various stream platforms, Blu-rays, you just think I just can't be arsed. So it's like, right, I know what I'll watch, the live action Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I would totally watch it again. And even the second one going far more kid-friendly, which is clearly a reaction from the studio.
And it kind of shows something if it can make an entire cinema laugh.
Yes, like the amount of laughter, I haven't seen that in the cinema for a while. even on new releases. I mean, you tend to get this on like the re-release stuff just because the ones going to it are usually long-time fans of it, so they can experience it like they never have before. In this case, on the biggest screen possible. Well, I say biggest screen. It's a big screen.
Yeah.
It's the Tyneside. They've got some space. But yeah, even sitting in the classic screen is just kind of hilarious. Like, oh yeah, we're showing Scooby-Doo
Like
1 and 2.
really like
classic.
dead posh sort of looking screen.
Proper Art Deco 1950s
Like with the,
style
like the
cinema.
frilly curtain and everything like going up.
Yeah, and it's like, you're doing this for Scooby-Doo.
Like it felt really weird actually.
Priorities, clearly.
But the priorities were set there and then.
Yeah.
That they were going to give it the best possible screening ever.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, it really was. It was fun revisiting these. I don't think I would have done it any other way. I don't think I'd find a time or, annoyingly, an excuse to watch it on the telly. Because just...
The only time I've ever done it, it's never ever been the first film. It's always been the second film. And it's usually like when Prime has like a... Like, you know, when you can like rent stuff like £1.99. Stuff like that. Sometimes like Scooby-Doo 2 pops on there.
Yeah.
And I just think, hell,
why not?
It beats like spending a £5 going to the cinema and then paying for like whatever else. I can just stay at home and rent like arguably one of the greatest childhood films I've ever watched.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing, like, I remember more about the movies than I thought I did, but then I ended up learning a lot more about the movies than I ever have as well. It's one of those weird sort of experiences for me. Like, there's so many of the jokes that I didn't get when I was a kid as well, which I suppose is the point. I mean, I didn't realise that they nearly have Scrappy at the end of the first movie calling everyone a son of a bitch. I was like, oh my God. It's like, this was a PG.
Because, see, I didn't even clock on because it was only until, like, you see Daphne's character, like jaw, like...
Yeah. But actually, as well, going with, you know what, just while we're on it, I think the characterization of Mystery Inc. is so good in both these movies, especially for Daphne.
Yes.
You know, they make a point of referencing the fact that, yeah, she's always the damsel in distress. That's how they introduce her, just being captured. And she's able to prove herself by the end, and she's the one that actually saves the day. I thought, that's actually really cool, because Daphne's not the most interesting character. We know why she's interesting, but that's not actually her character. Same with Velma, more specifically in the first film. Second one, she's just quite standard. Oh no, I'm in love.
She's in love.
And then when you realise that James Gunn was actually gunning for her to be a lesbian in the first movie, and you're like, that just feels cruel. For part 2, like, who would be attracted to Chris Griffin? Really? Seriously? What is it about him? Now, seriously, I'd like to know. Seth Green.
I mean, like, the second one with, you know, Matthew Lillard and Scooby-Doo. I love their arc because it's so heartfelt.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. It's like they feel like they have to be the hero. But they've been the heroes all along. You just haven't seen it. I just think, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it hits me every damn time, that scene.
Yeah, I mean, one could say it's a pretty standard sort of, like, hero arc, but then you're actually bothering to do it anyway. Most movies of this type just wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, again, I can see why this is a James Gunn script, because it's clear that there's actually a little bit of personality put into it. And Matthew Lillard as Shaggy is just the best.
One of the best genius, like, casting calls ever.
Like, I know we ended up playing the character a lot in animation after this as well.
Yes.
Which I thought, yeah, just spot on. Even the voice of Scooby, like, absolutely spot on. Because that's the thing with Scooby-Doo. I mean, I did watch a decent chunk of the old
Oh yeah, like
cartoon.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? I think,
Yeah.
God, that was like 70s.
60s and 70s, yeah.
60s, 70s, yeah.
But most of my nostalgia for Scooby-Doo either comes from this, some of the straight-to-DVD, well, straight-to-video movies, and What's New Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
which I'm going to look for, because I really want to rewatch it again. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend is also a fan of that type of Scooby-Doo, so I'm thinking, right, we've got another thing to watch.
just an absolute Scooby-Doo binge.
Well, we've done Horrible Histories, we've done The Simpsons, we've done Futurama.
Might as well.
We're on to the Adam West Batman series, and the next one is What's New Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Might as well.
Why not? It's something a bit different, and it'd be nice to actually finish it for once. I'm just really annoyed that you're the one who actually ended up promoting these films way more with your bloody Hex Girls shirt.
I know.
If I thought about it. I was literally there looking at it thinking, I could have gotten. I thought, nah, I didn't think Dan would do it. Oh, wait.
Dan
he
did
does.
do it.
Here's a photo. There you go. Hopefully I remember to put the photo in, otherwise it's going to look really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please remember.
Yeah, otherwise here's a photo of a squirrel. There you go. There's both of them. I'm pretty sure I've done a photo of a squirrel in one of these.
I'm sure you have. You've done something equally stupid.
It was a very sharp, teethy squirrel, I'm pretty sure it was. Here's the photo again.
God's sake.
This was a lot of fun. I realised that doing the re-release stuff in the cinema is actually a lot of fun. Like, I'll support the new stuff anytime I can get, obviously. But my God, is it fun revisiting the old stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's good. When it's
Yes.
not like Star Wars Episode 3. And it's like, you know what? I just want to cut everyone's neck. To be honest, I'm getting
just wanna
violent
do
again.
everyone a
Just thinking
favour.
about Revenge of the Sith. It's the worst one of the prequels.
I mean, they're all pretty terrible, but yeah. I know.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like comparing
The
shits.
letterbox consensus. You know what that is? Really stupidly high, by the way.
3.8 out of 5, and you're like, you're taking the piss.
Yeah, like.
I was like,
Whew.
do these people have ears and eyes?
Like, good grief.
Like, no, sorry. It's
So I looked at it the other day because obviously you mentioned it, like you saw it, you see it in cinema, and I was like, I wonder what it's like rated, because I know, like, Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace is like, rated
naturally pretty low because they're
naturally
not very
pretty
good.
low. Yeah, and I thought, well, Revenge of the Sith is going to be like, even lower. God, no.
It's higher than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, which, not to get into it, not to talk about Star Wars on a Scooby-Doo video,
No.
but we know which ones are better. Especially the middle one.
Scooby-Doo.
Anyway, yeah.
Scooby-Doo's better.
Scooby-Doo's better, yeah.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo has a talking dog. Star Wars doesn't.
No.
Or does it? It has talking aliens, that's about it. And a talking carpet with a bandolier. And a talking dustbin.
A talking dustman.
Yeah, and a talking dustbin.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Rambles.
Yes, Ramble will, we'll sort of, we'll
Tootle off.
words, they're gone. I'm going to cut out all of this until I figure out what I'm actually going to say. What's the word I'm thinking of? We are going to wrap things up.
There we go.
It's going to cut to
Got
that
there in
bit,
the
and
end.
it's just going to be normal talking. Then we are going to wrap things up now. It's like, the fuck. But this was not the review I thought we were ever going to do. So thank you very much for suggesting it. This is all him.
No, this is, like, I amaze myself sometimes.
You amaze me as well.
Oh,
To think I haven't had a
See, I just think I struck gold by finding this. It was destiny, Reagan. It was destiny.
the microphone or the tickets for the film.
Both.
It's both. It's all his fault. if I hadn't gone to college and done podcasty related radio stuff, I wouldn't be here right now, sat in a car park in Chestler Street.
Recording at like 11:30 at night.
Yeah. We really like our job. It's free. We just do this for shits and giggles.
We do.
And on that terrible bombshell, it is time to end.
It is.
Because we both need to go home. Well, you're just around the corner. I'm not. I've got time to drive home.
But see, now because you've got time to drive home, you can like put on a Scooby-Doo score.
I could do that.
You could put the score to Zombie Island on.
I could do that, or I could continue
Or you
listening
could listen to
Ghost.
the Hex Girls.
I could listen to the Hex Girls, which are just the best girl band that there has ever been, and they're fictional.
Still.
Haven't brought them back once yet. No. Right, this is it now. Can you bring back the Hex Girls, please, Hanna-Barbera, if you're still a thing?
Please. I don't know.
Calls himself a fan. Anyway, thank you very much for watching / listening to this little ramble on a CGI doggo on fantastic adventures, battling monsters, killing things, saving people, the family business. That's actually the plot for Supernatural, as it turns out.
Yeah,
There has been a crossover. Scooby Natural. It is a thing. Google it. It's an actual thing.
Ah,
I haven't watched it
you
yet.
learn something new every day.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening to this. Hope you kind of enjoyed it. We might do more of these things because we don't really get with the pictures together that much. That's obviously because I despise them. It's also finding the right kind of film to do that with, to be honest. maybe a Final Destination film. You can go and rewatch that, and I'll watch it with you. And then we're going to see me slowly descend into anarchy and
Madness.
chaos and madness as well, and just have like a real fear of trees and logs. And what's the one in the trailer for the new one when he's in the garden?
Lawnmowers.
I already have a fear of lawnmowers. Have you seen Sinister?
Yes.
Oh boy, made me never want to cut a blade of grass again. But yes, anyway, for the third time, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again in a future episode. Until then, it's goodbye from Dan.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.